Hello, today I'm going to talk about the Oscars 2022, and this is just my opinion, and I apologise for the basic recording equipment, but it's a long story. Things are out of my control, and things have got a bit out of control at the Oscars, I think. I'm going to go straight to the point, and I will give a rant. I'll get to the main thing out of the way, and then I'll talk about the other stuff. This is only my opinion. It was wrong, it was right. It's my freedom to talk about what I think. I didn't agree with Will Smith for what he did, but I can understand him. Yes, of course, he should have gone privately to Chris Rock and talked to him then. But sometimes a lot of people just shout their mouth off, and yeah, we all have a right to do so, but let's just look at things a bit deeper. Put yourself in Will Smith's shoes. Everybody, especially the last 2 years, have had their own problems. It's wide ranging, and throughout their lives, people have problems. A lot of people misunderstand them or don't agree because they're just not living their type of problem. Some people will agree, some people have come across it. So I think, yes, okay, smacking somebody on live TV is wrong. But let's look. I saw the film King Richard. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite films of last year. But we see the man Will Smith was portraying, he had to defend himself by physical violence, sometimes defending his family. So Hollywood produce these films basically saying, yeah, you should defend your family. And yet, when Will Smith does, emotionally, when things just got too much, there's a British saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. And I think that's what happened on that evening. For years, he's been made a joke of with his private life and his wife. And I didn't know that she had alopecia. But I don't take that lightly either. And I haven't lived with that, but lots of people have. They probably need to say more about that with the condition that they live with. I certainly wouldn't want that condition. And it's not just that, I think it was the, things. I got fed up. I don't agree with Will Smith's private life, for what they've decided amongst themselves, him and his wife, but it's their private life. Okay? So I think it's just the straw that broke the camel's back. And things were going on that night. Got too much for him. Might not have done it, but yeah, they say it's okay in the film. When Richard had to defend his family. We see last year's films and TV programs. Yes, you be avenger. You have to avenge. You have to pay back. You need justice. And a lot of that involves the violence. You have a film that involves like The Power of the Dog, which I have seen. And basically what that boiled down to, you get the murder of an unpleasant man. I totally agree that was unpleasant, but it was still a murder. And yes, it was very clever, the murderer who did that. I'm not giving too much away. So they say that's fine. So the Hollywood industry are portraying films like that. But one man defending his wife's honour, slapping somebody, yes, he shouldn't have done it, but slapping somebody on live TV, having heard the comments that what Chris Rock made, I can understand Will Smith. I admire Chris Rock for carrying on and being professional, and I don't know whether he knew that Jada had alopecia, I don't know. But I think sometimes comedians have to really think about what they're saying, because sometimes I've heard all sorts of comments and it's all done in the name of comedy, but it's really not funny sometimes. Some people might find it funny, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes, yeah, okay, freedom of speech, but sometimes the comedians, lots of them cross the line. So, having said that, does he deserve to have some sort of punishment? Maybe 10 years. Stop, not being able to have any involvement with Academy. I think that will reflect on his career greatly, and I think that's harsh because he's got a lot to offer. And I don't want. Yeah, okay, somebody say, "Oh yeah, he's rich, he could retire," but who's gonna want it to employ him when he is an Oscar contender and him not being allowed to be at the Oscars? I definitely don't think he should have his Oscar taken away from him when, in the past you've had paedophiles and all sorts of things going on, unpleasant people being nominated, and the industry have known about it but covered it up. So you get one man who slaps somebody and, yeah, they've done that to him. In the past, I've talked about the Oscars anyway. I love them as a kid. Now I just follow them. I just follow, don't watch the whole thing. I just watch clips, see who the nominations are, the nominees, and who was won. But basically, I think they're a bunch of rich people, and they think, oh, who can we nominate? Oh, what film have we seen lately? And there's lots and lots of people who got snubbed last year, just basically because the powers that be had the power, and they forgot about, things like Quiet Place, and they don't like the people who nominate people. They don't like horror. They don't like a comedy. They don't like musicals, although musicals did fairly well this year, but it's not usual for that to happen. Okay, rant out of the way, and again, sorry, it's a basic, and I will go through this quickly. Coda won Best Picture. Yes. Okay, I haven't seen it, so I don't want to comment. I will say that I really want to see it, and I have wanted to see it for a while, but we just have that streaming platform at the moment, but I will find a way to get to see it. The Eyes of Tammy Faye with Jessica Chastain winning. That again is on my list, and I will be seeing it fairly soon. No Time to Die, Best Song. It's funny about the Oscar, a lot of Bond films get Oscar nominated, the songs get Oscar nominated. But the last two, I've not been keen on them to start with, and then the more I listen to them, the more I like them. So I'm happy that song won. I just wanted something from Encanto to win, but the thing that got nominated, sorry, Lin-Manuel, I think you should have gone with, we don't talk about Bruno, but okay. The Best Director, Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog. Oh, yeah. I'm glad she won. It's just it wasn't my cup of tea, the film. I'm glad Ariana DeBose won for West Side Story, and I've mentioned this before. I'm really glad she's won because it's that's on my wish list that she won, that she would win, and she did. But saying that, the whole cast was amazing, and it's one of my favourite films than last year. I'm glad that Dune did well. Yes, I've talked about that in the past. It's so much of an improvement since the original. Oh my word, that was probably the worst films I've ever seen. Worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Because I did watch the original fairly recently. And, boy, yes, so I'm glad it did well. And I'm glad that Cruella did Best Costume Design, because I really love costumes and sets in films, and that won, so I'm pleased with that. And Belfast, the original screenplay. I'm really pleased that is it Troy Custer won for Coda as supporting actor. And the best actress, yes, we've talked about her. I will watch it. Eyes of Tammy Fair. You see Nicole Kidman being the Ricardos. I have seen being Ricardos, and I did like it. And Kristen Stewart was, I think, excellent in Spencer, but it made me depressed and sad. Best Picture, Code, yeah. Belfast was probably, it's such a long list. They had such a long list. I've not seen them all. Saw Belfast, I really liked it. Not keen on Don't Look Up, but I've only watched half of it. Drive My Car, I didn't see. Dune, I like. King Richard, I definitely liked. Didn't fancy Licorice Pizza, but I might get around to it sometime. Nightmare Alley, I really liked. The Power of the Dog, that's an interesting one. Because I saw it at home. And I have too many distractions at home. This is why I prefer going to the cinema. And when I saw it, I thought, yes, the cinematography was good. The actors were brilliant. But it just didn't grab me. But then when I sort of like thought about it a bit more, I thought, yeah, it sort of like made me think about it a lot more, and I understood it a lot more. And so it's one of those films where I see, not keen on, but go away and think about it, and I thought, oh yeah, well, good film. But it wouldn't have been my choice. But, that's my own personal opinion. But I'm pleased for the director. Let's see, supporting actor. The nominees were good because, as I say, Power of the Dog, Jesse Flemings was really good. J.K. Simmons is really good. Kieran Hines from Belfast. I really like Belfast, the film. The actress, Jessie Buckley. I'm not keen on The Lost Daughters, actually. It's just not my cup of tea. I saw it, and although the actors were brilliant, it just didn't do it for me. Judi Dench, love her. Kirsty Dunst for Power of the Dog, and I can't remember, and I can't pronounce her name from King Richard. She did a really good job as well, so I'm glad she got the nomination. I'm really glad that June did well. I've mentioned the costume designs were for Cyrano. They were good. Nightmare Alley and of course West Side Story. I think a lot of people overlooked West Side Story because of it was such a wonderful film with all sorts going on, but it's just one of those things that I'm glad it got nominated. But the costumes were really good. So that's just my rant. I probably will still watch the Oscars, and I still will see who's won. But yeah, I'm sorry, Oscars, I've really fallen out with you. I know you have to be, the people who've made this decision about Will Smith have to be seen to do the right thing. There's talk about, arresting him and things like that. And I do think that is racist, because if a white man would have done the same, they'd have probably just, shrugged it off. Let's look at people's mental health in the industry and what it's doing to them. Okay, they might be rich and famous, but there's always a price tag to pay. And just because you're rich and famous, you still need to protect mental health in the film industry. You certainly need to, what with that been happening lately, you still certainly need to be really careful of people's safety in the film industry. And all these things in the last year has really come to light, because film sets are dangerous, and being rich and famous is not good for the mental health in certain circumstances. So let's just get better care of people, folks. Okay, that's my rant over. Please like and subscribe, and I will hopefully try and get my editing situation and filming situation better. And I love having my daughter, but she wasn't able to join me today. So, okay, take care, folks, and see you next time.